Welcome to Diceborn, and this is our show from the 17th Shard where we're playing through a game of the Mistborn Adventure Game. I'm Ben, and joining me today is Ian.
Hey, I play Royce.
Thanks, Ian. I'm also joined by Grace.
Hey, I'm playing your girl, Marelyn.
Thanks, Marelyn. I'm also joined by Rosemary.
Hello. Maybe everyone's favorite prickly little marshmallow, Hallie.
Maybe. And finally, I'm joined by our glorious Lord Roller. It is Natasha.
Hi! Welcome back.
Yes. Okay, so this is episode 11 of our Diceborn series. You can find the rest of the episodes on our YouTube channel, or on Spotify. If you just, there's a playlist, that kind of thing.
Or, if you join our Patreon, you can even start at episode 0.
Yes. I'd completely forgotten about that, so thank you for the reminder. It has been a little while since we recorded one of these.
Month and a half.
Yeah. Before we move on.
Ian keeps count.
Given how last episode ended, I'm like, I need to resolve something.
Cool. Okay, so for this week's giveaway, I'm going to hand you over to Giveaway Ben. What's up? It's me, it's Giveaway Ben. I'm back at it again here to give you a giveaway. I have two things to tell you today. Today, I'm telling you about last week's winners and this week's giveaway. So, last week's winners was the 4 Call to Adventures Deluxe Editions that we were giving away. And I can tell you now, the winners for that were Guilherme Fernandez, Danielle Mueller, Smendes, and Ian Randolph. Well done, you guys. If you send me an email, 17shard@gmail.com, then I can get your addresses and we can send off those games to you. Cool. Thank you to Brotherwise Games for giving us those Call to Adventures to give away. You can find their Kickstarter for the Stormlight miniatures wrapping up sometime this month. I think it's actually got a couple of days left when this episode goes live, so go check that out if you haven't already. On to this week's giveaway. Once again, in order to enter, all you need to do is just do the usual, just leave a comment and be a subscriber. And then what you're winning today is you're going for a Mistborn Adventure Game rulebook. This is provided to us by Crafty Games. And if you just leave a comment down below, this is a worldwide giveaway. So if you're anywhere in the world, leave a comment down below. You can win a Mistborn Adventure Game rulebook, and then you yourself can play Mistborn Adventure Game with you and your friends back at home. Right, okay, I'm going to let you get back to the video, so bye-bye. Cool. Thanks, giveaway, Ben. Right. And Natasha, would you like to kick off episode 10 of Diceborn?
First, I want to kick off episode 10 of Diceborn because we left episode 9 of Diceborn with our little friendly ghost being not so friendly in a bell tower with a gun. That was absolutely one of my favorite moments. And yes, we will do a recap.
Okay.
That's the question. I like to start with the end and then let you all do recap.
I was like, it's been a month and a half. I need this.
Yes.
Yeah.
So on that note, let's do recap. Who takes notes? Cause
I usually take notes, but for some reason I only wrote people's names down. I didn't actually write any of the events that happened.
We started reading the letter from Luka.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we got some potential leads, like talking about Adine's sister Astra, who also died potentially from foul play. Haven't looked into that at all because we're not in Ellendale.
No.
But.
No. Yeah, the last session was a lot of like, here's a bunch of potential leads, here's a bunch of like information and secrets coming out and like a bunch of things starting to click together.
Ian, I think you tapped a coin.
I did tap the coin. And Natasha and I role-played out the scene with Rafe. And then Royce shared all of the relevant information. Nothing else happened that is important to all of
Nothing
you.
else. I have edited the episode at this point, so I have seen what happened. So I know. that we had all the relevant information, but the rest still do not know what happened in that scene.
And Ian is enjoying every minute of it.
I have experience with Ian's all the relevant information, so
it's an accurate statement.
It is. I can step by Bruce with that. You also finally translated the plate as well.
I did.
And now you're an expert in hemology?
Yes.
Unfortunately.
And I also didn't share all of that information, but mostly because why would he give a full lecture on hemology in the middle of nowhere? It's like, yo, the plate's about hemology. That's about all that needs to be said. Just
saying. Vaguely have this imagination moment now of Royce pulling out a chalkboard Genie from Aladdin and doing this whole tutorial
while spontaneously wearing tweed.
Yeah. Just wait until my resources go up and I get another prop. I'm just going to carry a chalkboard wherever we go.
So we also then went to this little town where I think we met Rosemary's family, or Hallie's family.
Yes, I got an aunt and uncle and cousins there, which really helped because the mayor is kind of a rust head.
What? Really?
We knew the Colossus-blooded raiders were coming in this general direction. He's like, well, if there's a chance they won't come here, then clearly they're just not going to, because that is the kind of person he is, because problems are for other people. So we did an end run around him, which kind of annoyed him a little, and this is how much I care. And even smaller is how much Hallie cares. So we used my family to get in contact with local folks, and we arranged a defense all underneath his nose without him noticing until it was basically happening. And he's like, "Murr," and we're like, "Me?" So it's all good. And so far, none of Hallie's family has spoken her full first name, which is good, as far as Hallie is concerned.
You're going to know that for later.
I remember there were some people going well, these don't sound like Scadry names. Honey, you haven't heard how utterly, overwhelmingly terrace Hallie's real first name is.
Yeah, it's great.
Amazing. So we were getting the town ready for the raiders, and I believe that Royce and Ghost are up in the clock tower, the bell tower.
Well, Royce was also giving Ghost a lesson on tin-eyeing.
Yes. And then Marelyn, you're off kind of helping out the town, keeping the mayor busy, just kind of giving him the runaround.
Mm-hmm.
And then Hallie, where is Hallie again?
Hallie is on the roof of the building next to the bell tower.
Okay.
Keeping the boys safe.
Yeah.
Yes, that is the plan. We'll see how well this actually goes. And Dervish lent Hallie his gun.
Yes. And then I am just armed with my shotgun and a sword, and so I got to get close as well.
So it's a revolver, so it's, I have to wait till they get pretty close before I have a chance of actually hitting them.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And then I'm kind of stationed kind of near the front where they're going to attack, in hopes of kind of intercepting them once they kind of get into the town and just kind of go from there.
And with Bell.
And with Bell, yes.
Not the Bell.
The Bell.
And not the name of the town, which is now Belltin.
Yes. Now decided it's named Belltin.
Belltin.
Yeah.
I am not at all concerned about how people will react when Dervish is on the front lines and his sister sees him and is like, Dervish, I'm here to kill you.
Yeah, I have a plan.
That's why we told him to keep his red head hidden.
To be fair, she's not here to kill him.
She's here to kill everyone else.
She's here to kill everyone else, and technically she's trying to kill him in, a couple weeks' time when she can make a big display of it in front of people, in front of a bunch of Koloths, to officially pass on the mantle of chief to her. So, it might defeat the purpose if she kills him here.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. I might not have to... She might run away.
I wouldn't count on it, man.
Not the time to run away.
Anyway.
Let's see what happens.
Anyway.
She'd be far more likely to, knock him out, tie him up, and drag him
off.
Yeah.
So, with that all being said, let's start off with where we ended, which is Ghost has a gun.
Ghost has a gun. Now, the difficult thing about it being a month and a half since we last recorded is I figured out what I was going to do within a couple days. And I've just had to sit here. I'm just like, is it going to work? Is it going to work? But so Ghost gets out the gun, and gets in position in full view of Royce, and Royce is just gonna kind of tense up, and he's like, "Oh God, why?" And then,
Ghost.
very calmly, he's gonna put one hand on Ghost's shoulder, the other on the gun, and he's gonna bend down so his head is next to Ghost's head, and it's like, Chester, such a resourceful young man you are. And it's he's speaking in that voice that when people use it, it's just that little lizard brain part of you just goes, I'm in danger, and you don't know why. Parents do it sometimes, and it's just
the A9 voice.
Yes. Where it's just this is a very calm voice, and yet I am terrified. That's what I'm going for here. And it's thank you for fetching this for me. And I'm going to try and take it out of his hands.
Okay. Well, I'm going to have you roll me a charm.
Okay.
And this
Can
is
I
going...
add anything? Can... Because I've never used my copper frucami. I want to tap some memories of some intense conversations where I've heard voices similar to this. So I can, I know kind of how to, phrase things. Is that a valid use?
I'll let you add a die for that.
I also think he should get a die just for the fact that he's spent the last however many hours specifically mentoring Ghost. Mm-hmm. And that should give him an advantage here.
Mm-hmm. Give him an advantage or a disadvantage?
I mean, Ghost has been pretty eager to please.
That's true. Ghost is eager to please.
And I did just invoke his real name.
Yes, but that is a disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
That right there makes him go, excuse me.
Mm-hmm. And that's just it's an indication of just you screwed up. You should not be doing this.
You go in the full name route.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, that's a bad thing for Ghost rather than a... You'd gain a dice for spending time with him, but lose one for using his name.
Fair.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. And
I tried.
Because he wants to be Ghost, right?
Okay, so my charm is 4. Can I tap Hallie? How does Furukami work?
You're talking like copper has anything to do with literally any other type of feruchemy.
I know, because I get 1 die for every 2 charges I tap, I think. So then that brings me to 5 dice, I think.
Okay.
Is this a contest or... Okay.
Against. Where's my little reference sheet here? Against his wits.
He's a smart little boy. I don't like this.
Which is...
As Marelyn, I want you to succeed. As Grace, I want you to fail.
I need to exert my authority in this situation.
Good luck with that, man.
You're trying to exert it on a very willful young boy.
Mm-hmm.
Please remember that this young boy just, up and left his entire family because, he's like, they don't pay enough attention to me.
Yeah. And, for the record, Royce is not opposed to him having, gun training. This is not the time.
Just not right now.
I understand this.
Yeah. He's, totally in support of, Dervish, giving him, some training going forward. Absolutely.
Yeah,
not
so
right now.
His wits is 5.
Can Royce be the 10-year-old?
He's 12, I thought. His age changes.
It goes,
So contest, does he roll or?
Yes, it's a contest. So they both roll.
I'm gonna let Ghost go first because I'm afraid.
I'm afraid.
That's a 0.
Hey.
And the GM's just got 2 nudges.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Oh no.
That's a 0.
Nobody wins.
Mm-hmm.
How many nudges did you get?
I got 1 nudge.
Okay.
Oh dear.
But neither of us have 3, so
but
oh dear.
But that did say who won, because Ghost has 2 nudges.
But just barely. They're
just barely, like by a nose hair.
So maybe he's not going to be as assertive about it as he might otherwise.
Yeah, my original plan was that he was going to potentially scream, and blow out Royce's, own.
Yeah, that also would have given away
because he knows exactly what's going on, right?
That would give away his position to the attackers, though, and it would put the party in danger, or the crew in danger.
Well, I mean, he's gonna shoot anyway. But since it was so close,
mm-hmm.
he just looks at Royce. And he kind of puts a little bit of distance between your faces. And he says, "You didn't bring your own gun?"
The sass in this child.
No, because I knew you were going to fetch one. Now, is this your first time holding a gun, shooting a gun? You know what you're doing? I have some training.
You shot a gun?
Yes.
Oh, you just raised a few cool points there.
Started about your age. I wouldn't call myself a master, but technically proficient.
So your ultimate goal is for him not to have a gun, yes?
Correct.
Okay. Roll me a spirits roll.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay. And there is a lie and a truth here, because I did not know he was going to go fetch it for himself. But Royce has shotguns before, and he did, he grew up among nobles. He went on hunts. They started him very young.
He's not questioning you. He assumed you were gonna have a gun.
Yeah.
No, I mean, okay, he didn't assume that. He would have known, because that's what I'm having you roll for.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a reasonable argument to be made that Royce is much more likely to actually target.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And to actually know how to use a gun.
Yep.
I want you to roll me a spirits roll. And this is to make sure that he has not brought two guns.
It's like that meme of I have no fears. Goes with two guns, one fear.
because the anticipation was right. If your anticipation was that he was going to get a gun, then the anticipation for him would be, I will provide two guns.
But he already said he assumed I would already have a gun.
No, that was
okay.
That was me as a GM, and that was incorrect because I was already having you make them.
Okay.
And it's going to be a challenge of 2.
Okay. Well, I have 6 spirit, and I have 1 nudge.
Okay.
So.
You're that's right. You're the only person in the crew who actually has a decent spirit.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so you only have 1 gun.
Mm-hmm.
Which is great news for you. So maybe he did assume you were going to have your own gun. Mm-hmm. How did you learn? Will you teach me?
Well, I learned from my father and my uncle. I think Dervish would be a better teacher on this. But we can talk to him after all of this. Having your first experience being a full-on firefight, not a good foundation.
We're up in the tower. They're so far away.
Trust me on this. Also, being up here, we'll have to burn our tin, and that's not exactly going to be pleasant for me. Or you. Without some training. Guns are very loud.
Mm. And he doesn't seem to quite have thought of that particularly. Mm-hmm. And then he hands you the gun.
Ooh.
And like in Royce's mind, he's like very thankful in this moment. He's trying to remain very calm on the surface. He does not want Ghost to pick up on anything of like that it could have gone a different way, because like don't want to give him ideas.
And Jebus points out and says, "They're out there."
They are out there. Okay.
Clearly expecting, now that you have a gun, you should use it.
And potentially he will. But at the very least, Ghost isn't.
Okay.
Okay, so it's nighttime. And skies are clear. And in the distance, getting ever closer, are the 3 Koloss warriors. At the head of the trio is Dervish's sister, Carrel. And they move without firelight, in quiet. And my question for you all, because you're prepared and waiting, and mostly have guns, right? Will you be attacking before they get close?
I mean, I have a revolver, so no.
Okay.
It's not effective at long range.
Yeah, I have a shotgun, a sword. So, quite close range weapons there.
Okay, so once you're within range...
Yeah. Royce would not fire first. He would wait until combat has begun.
Yeah.
Before.
He's not going to be the one to break
until
surprise.
Someone else has fired, though.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, as soon as, like, somebody fires a gun and, like, they know something's up, like, that's when he will start firing.
I guess the question is whether the head of the militia is going to fire out of the blue, or if she's going to try and warn him off first.
Dervish. So, are you going to fire first?
Yes. I'm going to wait for them to get into range, and then I'm going to shout fire.
Okay.
And then I'm going to shoot.
Interesting.
Then,
So you're not waiting.
no. Oh, I'm going to wait till they get close and they're in range.
Right. You're waiting until they're
'Cause I have
within
a
range,
shotgun.
but you're not waiting till the militia goes. You're taking that into your hands.
That's a good point, actually. I might actually... Yeah, you know what? I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for the militia to fire. I got a shotgun, you know. I'm going to... Can't do much damage until they're close.
Okay. Because Belle would wait until they're within range and call for fire.
Cool.
But I wanted to know if Dervish was gonna take that over.
No, I think I'm gonna wait for the leader of the militia to, and then I'm gonna pop out and shoot.
Okay. Yeah, so as they get closer, you notice that the 3 Koloss blooded begin to spread out. In kind of like a triangulated fan. And they don't particularly have like a precise direction, but you've noticed that they're kind of heading towards like the outer houses to hit those first. And as they kind of like go through the houses and are finding them empty, right? Because they have to go through those homes first as they get in closer to get into where everything's barricaded. They kind of group back up together, and there's a moment where they all spend time together, and then they fan out. And you find it... I don't know what you make of it, but the fact that they continue on
despite realizing that there's maybe some level of preparedness here. I don't know. I don't know what that tells you. But they do continue on.
Tells me they think very little of ordinary humans and don't think it's a problem.
Yeah.
So as they get close, Belle, Dervish, you can see she lowers her rifle, and is looking down the barrel of it, and then her finger moves onto the trigger, and she aims and pulls, and then as that shot rings out, there's that kind of blast through the silence of the night, and that like burst of flames on either side of the gun, and then around, people begin to like not scramble but also begin to drop their guns down and like pull. So there's no like communication on, there's no shout of fire. It's just she shoots off the first fire and everyone else follows suit. So
cool. In that case, I'm gonna get up my shotgun and take a shot and shoot at my sister.
I'm waiting for one of them to come within like revolver range, because where other people can hit, I can't. And I assume we're like the bell tower's like in the direct city center.
Yes. And that's where most of the people have come, right? Is that everyone has gathered within, except for, like the women and children who don't have weapons. And they've taken to like, basements and stuff on the other side. And Ian, are you shooting as well? Or are you still holding?
I'm holding. I'm very quickly realizing I now have a gun. And this is not a thing I ever expected Royce to do, so I never read the gun mechanics. So I'm like, I don't know how.
And they're hard to find. It's like, here's all these different things you can do with a gun, like aiming and fanning.
Yeah,
what
like
roll do you use
I just
to hit?
found aiming.
Yeah, but it nowhere in that section does it tell you what you have to roll.
I think it's usually a physique roll.
I think it is.
But there is a stunt that lets you do it with your tin rating instead. Which, even though I don't have that, I can still do that. It's just if it fails, it's bad. So like I don't.
So, Grace, I'm going to have you roll on behalf of Belle.
Okay.
For me. Just while we are out here. Okay, so you will roll me a 4 physique on behalf of her, and Dervish, I will need a roll from you as well.
Is there a challenge difficulty rating?
Not for you. But for Dervish, it is a contest.
Okay. So for voice, I am going to spend this beat aiming, which basically like no other action, but the next round when I take a shot, the difficulty is decreased by 1.
Okay.
So 4 physique. Oh.
Okay, so that's 3 storage level 3s, 2 nudges. And then because this is not a strength roll, so I'm not adding my 2 extra die, so I'm just doing the 7 die.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Let me just roll those. And that's a 4 and 1 nudge.
Okay. So you won out on that one.
Yep.
So you hit for 1, right? Plus the damage of your weapon. What's your damage on your weapon?
Right. That is a +2.
Okay, perfect.
Belle did not get anything.
Okay. That's 3 down. And as your shotgun bullet rips into Carrel, you distinctively hear her snarl.
Yep.
And through the dark of the night, her eyes begin to search amongst the guns for the one that specifically hit her.
Yes.
The anger.
And Hallie, you are not attacking.
So
Not
not
me.
until someone's in like reasonable range of me.
Okay. Hey. So since they are not in range yet to do any attacking, except for Carrel, who has, lowered in what looks to be some sort of, like gun, smaller gun, probably a shotgun. But the other 2 Kolas do not have any ranged weapons. They take all of the damage that is done to them. And so behind the screen, do you guys want to know what that damage was, or do you want to play not knowing?
Nope.
No.
Our characters don't know.
Nope.
We don't know.
Okay, so the militia fires, and the other 2 Kolas Blooded also let out roars, but they break into dead sprints, just hauling through the night.
Yep.
Carrel is a little bit slower and takes her time. And you notice part of why she's moving a bit slower isn't because of her wounds or size or anything like that. But the Kolas sword that she has is massive.
Nice.
It's big. And it's heavy. Have round 2 or beat 2.
Yes.
Okay, so the Kolas move into the Kolas Blooded move into closer range, except for Carrel. So that means that Dervish and Carrel will be paired up against each other again. That means that Hallie, you may now fire on a Kolas Blooded. Royce, you are welcome to take your shot since you've aimed.
Yes.
And the militia will be doing their thing. However, I want to take one quick moment. Marelyn, please describe what you are doing during this panicked time.
So I think she was obviously distracting the mayor, and I think once it's clear that the fighting is going to start, she's going to basically insist that the 2 of them go to wherever people are hiding to be safety. And then once she gets there, he's going to kind of, I think at this point she's going to kind of be like, this dude can handle himself. There are more important things going on, and kind of extricate herself from that conversation and go around and start seeing like how people are doing and trying to like keep people calm.
Yeah, so most of the townsfolk have gathered, like I said, in like the basements or like storage canning, facilities that the townfolk have beneath their homes, where they keep their winter goods, and you are down there with not only like the mayor and a few other townsfolk, but Hallie's aunt, Salva, is down there, and she is, quietly, handing out little like baked goods, like cookies that she made, just quietly. It's like a very, most people are like hushing children and trying to keep them quiet. And the like Bilco doors have been shut and bolted. Okay, back to the firefight above. Dervish, roll off against your sister.
Yep, we can do. Just gonna roll that, and that's a 2.
I will have Marelyn, or I'll have Grace roll for me, if that's cool.
Okay. Who do you need me to?
So Grace, I need you to roll a d6, or not a d6, 6d6.
Okay. Should I just put? I am just gonna put storyteller for NPC so that
Perfect.
so that it does not appear as a Marelyn's rolling.
Yeah,
perfect.
Ouch.
5 and 3 nudges.
Well, okay. So it would seem that Carrel has locked in on Dervish, as her eyes, scan across, and as he pulls his second shot on his shotgun.
Did we put a hat on him at some point? I hope so.
No.
He probably forgot to keep it on or something.
I'm not going
Took
to
it
cover
off
these
at
luscious
some
locks
point.
with a hat.
They make you so identifiable.
Yeah.
Even in the nighttime. And she lowers it, and she lowers her gun again and shoots. And she'll hit you this time rather than you hitting her. Yeah.
Cool. So she beat me by 3, and then plus 2 for the roll, and then minus 1 for the stunt.
Yes, 3 damage plus 2 minus 1 for your.
Perfect.
So 4.
Cool. So I'm on 6 health out of 10.
Solid.
It's going great.
On the bright side, at least on the bright side, color sensing is the first thing to go out when it gets dark. So in the dark, no one can tell your hair is red.
I think
That
she
is
knows
not
it's
very
me.
well.
Plus, I'm about to do something real stupid next turn.
Oh,
Yes.
didn't we? I
Absolutely.
remember distinctly Hallie telling you not to do that.
You think he's gonna listen?
I have an idea on how to deal with that.
No.
I'm just saying. She told you, stay hidden.
Okay.
And that
Now-
if your sister recognizes you vocally, it could be problems for all of us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Don't worry. I've got a plan in my mind.
Okay.
Don't worry. I've got a plan.
Now I need a roll of so Ian and Rosemary.
Mhm.
The attacks will not go to you unless they are unless they have a nudge. Okay.
Okay.
No. The attack will not go to you unless it has 3 nudges the first round, 2 nudges the second round, 1 nudge the last round. So each round it gets higher than the
We all do have some level of cover,
But-
too.
Yeah.
yes.
Mhm.
So Marelyn, or not Marelyn, Grace. Grace. I need
Yes.
you to roll me 5 for each of the Colossus.
Okay.
The first one will be for Ian, and the second one will be for Rosemary.
First one on Ian is 2 and 1 nudge.
Okay.
So do we want to do my roll now?
Yes. So
Okay.
Ian, roll.
Okay, so I rolling with my 10 is 4 dice. I'm gonna tap some more Coppermine memories to add 1. Gonna get to that training that I've technically had. And it's like, it's not good training. It's just like, of course, like nobles
In
would like
there.
take their children like on a hunt, like, and it's like the kind of hunt you see in Bridgerton or Downton Abbey, where it's like it's just a bunch of guys in a forest with guns.
Yeah, between like promenades, you know.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it.
Of course.
I'm technically proficient.
Whereas I'm sure Hallie has shot at various predators at some point on the family farm, so at least she probably knows how to handle a rifle better than she knows how to handle a handgun, but you know.
Yes. Okay, which brings me to 5 dice, and because I aimed, the difficulty is 1 less. So I just need to get 1 or 2s. And if I fail, it's bad. I do tell Ghost to stop burning tin before
Okay.
I fire.
Very good.
I do
I mean,
warn
he
him.
probably has done that because you did mention that it would be loud,
Yes.
and so he has put that together.
And I do tell him, if this goes poorly, do not fire this gun. Who knows if that's going to work? But, okay. So, 5.
Ooh.
5s.
Hmm.
Ooh, very good. Okay. I will take note of that. That murder. Well, it's not murder yet. No, it actually is murder.
Oh.
So,
okay.
well, it's not murder. It's they go down.
Self-defense, man.
But yeah, so actually, do you want to describe the how the Colossus the Colossus blooded goes down?
I will leave that up to you,
Okay.
but with the restriction that, like, Royce was not going for the head. Like, he wasn't... He's looking to, like, knock out, disable. He's not
Okay.
necessarily looking to
Right.
outright kill.
Always aim for the center of mass.
Yeah. That, like,
So-
if, like, he's not going to be heartbroken if he ends up dead, but, like, I don't want to...
Yes, that's not your
murder a guy.
intention. Right.
Yeah.
It's not actually murder.
Yeah.
So you, amongst all of the cacophony of sound and bullets flying and flashes of light from the various weapons, there is a moment of still. And this comes because of timing and reload timing, and how when the militia first shot, right, they kind of all went off of, Bell shoots and then everyone else shoots, and then there's this period of quiet and reload, and then everyone shoots again, and then quiet and reload. And so it's during that time of quiet and reload, after you've just finished aiming and really honing in, that you let out that breath as you squeeze the trigger. And because you're burning tin, you can not only hear, that loud, bang that comes with it, but you can hear the whistle as the bullet travels through the air and funks into the skin and rips through sinew. And the Colos-blooded man just drops to the ground with this loud thud, and the body does this subtle 2 bounce and then falls still.
Royce does look nauseated from that whole experience.
Yeah.
Do I get cool points from Ghost for dropping him in one hit?
Definitely get cool points for that.
Is he traumatized? Or do I get cool points?
I don't know that Ghost knows that you did that.
Fair. I did tell him not to burn
tin. If he was burning tin, he would have had the exact same experience as you did. But because he was not, he wasn't aware that that's what happened. And even and if you had not been burning tin, you wouldn't have known that you had dropped him in one shot, right? And that your aim was that good. But because you had that exact moment that you knew it was your bullet, and it was absolutely nauseating. Just a tiny bit of satisfaction.
Yeah. Okay. That works for me.
Okay.
Next Kolos.
Yes, next Kolos.
Colos-blooded.
Kolos-blooded, yeah, sorry.
Crud. Well,
3 and 1 nudge.
He's got more dice than I do. I don't actually have any firearm stunts or any way to really add dice to my shots, because she's really not a gun character. Let's see what happens. Nope.
Yeah, that's 2 2s.
That means I miss.
Okay, so you miss. Well, that's fine. So essentially, you just at that point you miss. And the Kolos has begun scaling the Kolos-blooded has begun scaling the barricade that was put up. So they aren't attacking this round, but they're coming.
Right. Well, a couple of them are. One of them's down. So he's climbing, because we had some barricades on the ground. We also have some up on the roof to help hide us.
Yeah. So, but he's climbing essentially. I'm picturing kind of those not like the cavalry posts, right? The hewn logs that are slightly posted forward a little bit.
Yeah.
Right, or crisscrossed. So he's just essentially getting over those. This
okay.
Okay. Let's go to Marelyn.
Okay.
Marelyn's down in the bunker. And it would seem that most of the kids don't seem to have an idea of what's going on outside. And most of them are contentedly eating their cookies. And, or babbling away about, whatever game that they've decided to play with their imagination about why they're actually down here. But there is one child. She's maybe about 5, and she has this messy blonde hair. And she has decided to go stand by the door. And she's like, "Is this done yet? Can we go now? Please? I want to go to bed. I'm tired.
Strange
I
child.
don't have my stuffy. Why are we down here? What's happening?" And no one seems to be paying attention to the questions that she's asking. And it's not that they're not paying attention to her, it's just that they've kind of how when a child is asking so many questions, eventually you just have to not pay attention to the questions.
Yeah.
Or it would just drive you bonkers. That's what's happening, is everyone has just kind of tuned out her questions. But she actually goes over, and in her impatience, she begins to try to figure out how to unlock the doors.
I'm gonna walk over to her and be kind of say, "Hey there," and I'm going to kind of kneel down so I'm more on her level. And say, "My name is Marelyn. What's yours?"
Her name is Marelyn. Kind of like a horse. Horses are called, female horses are called mares, so Marelyn.
Yeah, we're both named after, the old Kelsier's, his wife. Have you heard that story?
Yes. Can we go now?
Well, we can't leave just yet.
Why?
There are some very, very bad people outside, and we need to be down here so that the people fighting them don't get worried about us and don't get distracted.
And she looks at you and she says, "But I don't want to be down here."
Well, I don't think anyone wants what's going on right now to happen, but it's gonna be over very soon, and then once it is, we can leave and I can help you find your stuffy. Okay?
My name's Elsa.
Elsa? It's a very nice name, Elsa.
Thank you. And she turns as if to go back to trying to jimmy the locks. Roll me a charm.
I'm sitting here with all of my understanding of childhood cognitive development, and this child is too young to reason with. You just have to tell her, no, it's too dangerous, and move her away.
Can I add my sisterly aura? Sisterly vibes? Alright.
Logic doesn't work on little kids.
Is this a challenge or a contest?
This is a challenge. So this is a challenge of 3.
Okay.
Formidable child. I mean, most children are formidable when you're trying to convince them to not
Okay,
do something.
I got
There we go.
5s.
Perfect. So as you're standing there trying to convince this small child to not be playing with the locks and to come away, Hallie's aunt, Salva, comes over and she palms you a lock. And then she palms you some lockpicks.
Supposed to teach this child how to pick locks?
It's all a terrible idea. It's just you tell the kid no and you redirect.
And
What?
she just walks away.
Alright.
Giving the child the tools to later be able to get out. Of course, lockpicking is extremely difficult, but as we all
I see no
know,
problem here.
child-proof things are most easily cracked by small children. So,
Oh yeah,
they need to be more adult-proof.
I got out of a locked back deck as a small child and did wind up in the middle of the street. So,
And no one knows how you did it.
oh no, I immediately showed my mother because she asked how I did it, and then I showed her.
But
Classic.
yeah, this is my elementary education degree is sitting in the back of my brain, going, "No, this is not how you do this."
But Marelyn does not have
No, she
a
doesn't.
children's education
No.
degree.
No, at least yeah. At least Hallie had a little brother.
Going to when I see she goes back to it, I think I do get a little bit sterner and be like, no, you can't leave right now.
She looks at you and she says, "Yes, I can."
Very tempted to just soothe this child's mind.
And the other option is to just push her away, sit down in front of the door, and physically block her from being able to get to it.
Why couldn't I leave? Why can't I leave? I obviously can.
Because it's dangerous outside and we need to stay in here to stay safe.
That's why I shouldn't leave. It's not
I see this child has a wonderful future as a lawyer.
Do you have any family in here?
No, they're fighting. They have guns.
Well,
That
they'll
is busy.
yeah. Well, you can't. You're here because they want you to stay in here. I'm going to. Why does this feel like bigger stakes than the fight outside? I'm like,
Because children are terrifying creatures.
I did ask for this. But like,
You could come with me.
Listen to this kid thinking she's bribing.
how about
We can find you a stuffy too.
like, which is less bad for this child, soothing her or trying to like teach her how to pick locks as a distraction?
Soothing her.
Yeah.
Or I could try to like physically move her away, but I have very weak physique, and she is 5. But I don't know if I I think I'm gonna try the like Royce strategy and just be like, I said no. Now move away. And be like stern. Stern voice.
No. Now move away.
Being bullied by a zygote.
Communications have broken down. Nope. Communications. Nope.
How about we go over there and I teach you some stuff that'll help you fight, and then once I think you're ready, we can go outside together. I will reluctantly pull out the lock and lockpicks to show her, but keep it out of range. This is a bad idea, but I'm desperate.
She looks at the lock and at the lockpicks, and then she looks at the locks that are on the door. Then back to the lock and the lockpicks. She says, "Oh, so you know how to open the door."
That's a dangerous piece of information.
You're gonna teach me. You're gonna teach me how to open the door.
Grown-ups are allowed to open that door, and if you can show me that you can act like a grown-up, then I will show you how to open it.
He gets this little glower that's like could wither a plant.
Mm-hmm.
But she goes and she sits on a box and she crosses her ankles and she puts her hands very politely in her lap. She like puts her shoulders back and she sits like this. She like peeks at you every once in a while. And she, in her mind, is clearly doing the best imitation that she can possibly come up with of a grown-up.
Child is terminally adorable.
And with that, we are going to jump back to the fight.
Okay, good.
And then we'll be back to Marelyn's conundrum very shortly. Hey, Dervish.
Alright. Let's do something real stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do it.
So what stupid thing is Dervish doing?
Okay, so I've fired my shotgun twice. And I've kind of forgotten how to reload it. So I'm just going to throw it down on the ground. I'm going to pull out my sword, which is covered in its cloth wrapping. Unreveal it. And you can see down the end of the sword is this big brown-orange stain of dried blood that's kind of rusted on there over the years. I'm going to pull out my sword, and I'm going to use the stunt that I took right at the beginning of the game. This is massive jump. And I'm going to jump from the rooftops, and I'm going to go, and I'm just going to swing down, and I'm just going to attack my sister from there.
That is... It's like anime levels of
Hell
awesome.
yeah, it is. Yeah.
It really is.
So I'm going to ask you to roll.
Yep.
So you will roll, and Grace, if you will roll for me, I will have you roll 6 die for Carrel.
Since this is a physical strength, I get to add my +2 for cold-blooded.
Perfect.
Oh no.
That is a 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, if Dervish dies, then Royce is the only one that knows the secret, and you can keep it as long as you want.
Okay, right. So I've got to make sure I survive this. Roll my 9 dice. Yes, 5s. Yes.
Excellent. So Dervish leaps off the building with the Kolas sword glinting in the night. And like, just like a big cat predator, he like flies down and just slashes. So, how much damage does your Kolas blade do?
It does +4 damage, which means adding onto the 1 from the difference of the dice rolls is 5 damage to my sister.
Okay. Carrel's face just, for a moment, looks completely shocked. As you just, like, you know, hew this splash, you know, across her. And she falls to a knee. One knee. And her hand goes back to her sword. And she just draws it out. And this sword is bigger than yours.
Yep, that's fine.
But you notice as she draws it out, her body begins to stitch back
Oh no.
together.
Oh no, I
I've heard of that.
didn't think this one through.
Someone's been
And
connecting
it's like
spikes.
it's like as her hands wrap around it, something happens.
It's fine.
And you also notice, and you're the only one close enough to see this, but, you know, clearly she's bleeding, and clearly she's been shot in several places. But her hands tightening around this blade begin to bleed.
Interesting. Do I want to say something now? No. I'm going to wait till the beginning of the next beat to say something cool.
Royce is going to take aim at the other flunky for this beat.
And Hallie is doing much the same. So we're both aiming at the same
Aiming?
dude. Yeah.
Then I will roll behind the screen for the militia versus the Kolas that the Kolas blooded that has just heaved himself up over the barricades and is now beginning to just rip in to people.
Aren't we all up on the roof, though?
Yep, he climbed up on the roof.
Oh, I thought he was going through one of the barricades on the ground.
No, he was climbing up.
Okay.
So, like,
I did not get that.
Mhm.
Because that's why I was asking earlier about barricades being on the ground, and you said yeah.
so yeah, there are barricades on the ground, but like it takes him the round to get past like the barricades and up, right?
Okay, because if he was getting that close, I probably wouldn't take him the time to aim. I would have just fired.
Okay.
I
mean,
thought
you
he was
can
still
fire.
on the ground. So, yeah.
I mean, I'm saying that, you know, not everyone is even on the roof. Like, you know, there are people all over here that, I mean, yes, most people are going to be on a roof, but not everyone's going to be able to get good vantage from, you know, the couple of roofs that are
Anyway.
around.
And how close is he? Is he coming up onto the roof I'm on, or is it one of the others?
It would be one of the others because you're on the bell tower roof.
Right. Now, the building that's connected to the bell tower, I'm like not on top of the tower. I'm on the
No, yes.
Yeah.
No.
But anyway,
You're on, like-
if he's getting that close to people, then I'm just shooting.
Okay, yeah. Yes, he's within attacking range at this point.
Okay. And I got 5
Nice.
on my roll.
Solid. I'll see what he gets. Or Marelyn, actually. Roll me 5.
Yeah.
Or not Marelyn. Grace, roll me 5.
That is
got
a
a 1.
1. Okay, solid. So he will go down.
You don't even have to ask me how much damage the Styrian does.
Well, no, because the difference between the 1 and the 5 is 4.
Was enough. Yeah, and it's like plus 2 from the Styrian.
Yeah.
He ouchie.
Yeah. He go down. So as he is clawing his way, like making his last attempt up onto the roof and like going to like haul someone off, Hallie pulls back on the pistol, and he takes it in the neck and just off the roof. And
Was aiming for his back, but okay.
Yeah.
I mean, does
I
more
was
damage
aiming
than
for
me.
his leg.
No, it's just you always go for the center of mass because that's the easiest part of it.
Or I was aiming for his head. Well, yeah.
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 Anyway.
You aim at the largest part of them.
And you hope you hit.
And I did.
You did. Hey, so back in the bunker. We're back in the basement.
Okay.
Marelyn and Elsa. Elsa is sitting there.
Can I just leave her there until she stops sitting there?
Sure.
How long will that take? She's out of the way right now.
She's being patient. Like, she has a surprising amount of patience for a little while, for a short time. It's more the patience that she has to hold this position is amazing. The determination that this child has is amazing. Salva, kind of comes over to Marelyn and looks at Elsa, as Marelyn is standing there. She's like, yeah, she's a feisty one. She reminds me of Hadath Twill when she was a little one.
How dare! I'm not even there to yell at her.
I think that's why she's using it.
Yeah.
Any advice? Say that under my breath.
Teach the kid to lockpick. What's the worst can happen?
Well, you seem to be holding your own. Now and in general.
I don't want any of the kids to get hurt, and I don't want her to run out there trying to help in the fight or whatever.
No, I mean, you just have to distract her for long enough.
And this, and I kind of flash her the lock and picks.
Oh, well, that came from Hallie. She was always getting into mischief and fascinated by various things, and at least this has a direct application. I figured you could,
Hey, I
do
learned
exactly
my
what you
character
did.
played with lockpicks as a child.
No, that was not. I mean, you can take that if you want and do that, but it was more. There was a lock and there was a lock.
She raided my stuff. I'm gonna want those back.
It's more she had them on hand and there was a lock. And this was a good way to distract the child.
Well, I'll see what I can do.
You're doing great, sweetie. And she, kind of goes off and leaves you with the child, who at that point has decided it has been long enough. And she says, have I been a good enough adult? Will you teach me now?
Can I? I don't know how. This isn't really something that would work. I don't know if my character can pull this. Can I like ruin the tip of one of the lockpicks? I actually.
These had better not be my lockpick.
It's a little bit of metal. Should be able to bend that just a little bit.
Like, I want to keep one that works. I actually don't even know if Marelyn can successfully pick locks super well. If it's a physique roll, like, I'm not good at those. But, like...
Oh, no, I mean, I don't... It's more of, like, just a distraction technique of giving her something to do.
Yeah.
Right?
Make something
and
up.
yeah, you can definitely bend them. I mean, they're just like... I mean, if you've ever seen a lockpick, they're not, like, you know... They're fairly...
Yeah, I kind of want to, like, bend one and then give the bent lockpick to her with the lock and tell her that once she opens it, like, or and then give it to her to, like, try to open, but, like, ruin the lockpick so it can't actually work.
Perfect. So yeah, so she sits down with the lock and the lockpick and just sits there and like starts picking at the lock and like really like intensely and intently like working with this, like, you know, like a child that's been given a new puzzle. Like she's just so focused. And it's clearly like, you know, those children, and this also says something about Hallie's character, that they're very gifted naturally.
Yeah.
And when they get bored is when they get into trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And so clearly she was a little bored and not being challenged at the moment, and so like she was needing something to do.
Yeah. I think I also was gonna say, I think it's a very Marelyn response to be like, this thing I am giving you can't be solved and is kind of a scam.
Absolutely.
Watch her do it anyway.
It'll hopefully at least take longer this way.
So back to the fight at hand. Dervish,
hello.
You see your sister covered in blood.
Yep.
Body starting to stitch back together. One knee before you.
So I'm gonna look at her on the ground, and I'm just gonna start just hitting her with my sword, just wailing on her. And then I say, I got out of the roughs to get away from the death and barbarism, but by the red sun I will kill you tonight. And just stop, just wailing on her.
Dervish has an anger.
Dervish is very angry. Yep.
I mean, so far, Royce and Hallie have been the ones killing.
I neutralized.
Yeah.
Roll your dice. And Grace, roll the 6 for... No. Oh, sorry.
Yes.
She has her sword now. Roll the 8 for...
Ooh.
Nice. I got 5 and a nudge, which I think takes me up to 3 nudges.
I got 5 and 0 nudges.
Ooh.
Okay. So, Carrel, she stands up and braces her hand against the side of the blade to catch your, like, wailing on her, and blocks a lot of the blows that she says. Good. Stop running from who you are.
I look at her and I just say, this is not who I am. And then I'm just gonna give her a kick. Just give her a kick.
Yes, you may like...
Go. So my intention here is that I'm just kind of want to like just push her away and just kick her over. She loses balance. And that is a roll, another 5s, and another nudge.
Do I need to roll again?
Yes.
Still the 8?
Yes.
Does Royce have an angle on this conflict?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
And yes, you can hear.
Oh no!
Oh no!
With 5 and 2 nudges.
Getting scared all of a sudden.
So she, as you move forward to kick her, she grabs your ankle with the hand that was holding up the blade, and she just, like, whips you over into the ground.
Okay. That's fine.
Seeing that, Royce would take a shot at her.
Hey. So, Hallie, you are out of the range. Royce, you are within range, so you can shoot.
And I'm 10 plus tapping memories to, like, get the 1 die. And I did aim, so difficulty is reduced by 1. Would this still be a contest?
No, because she's not attacking you.
Okay, so what is the?
Oh no, it is a contest. No. Oh.
Challenge?
Is she gonna roll, or is it just a set?
No, it's just a flat amount, and the flat amount is going to be 5 because she is on 1. Oh no, it's going to be a 4 because she is on 1, but she doesn't see you.
Okay, so it's 4 minus 1 because I aimed, so it's 3.
Yes, there you go.
Okay, I have going into this. I have 1 nudge. I have 5 dice. I got 3 nudges, but I failed, so something bad happens.
Or you can burn your nudges for 1 for a success.
No, he needs 3 for success.
I need a 3 for a success.
You need a 3 for to succeed.
So what happens?
Don't shoot me, Ian.
Because I'm assuming I'm out of the rest of this combat.
I'm going to give you a burden.
I knew what I was doing.
We all know what we're doing. We're all professionals here.
Except when I interact with a child.
A very Hallie-like child.
Whenever any of us interact with Ghost, we all kind of fail.
Marelyn's like, I'm not even good with Hallie as an adult who can listen to reason. Why would I be good at dealing with a child version of her?
Excuse me, my relationship with Ghost is going very well. Thank you very much.
Royce, I'm going to give you flashbacks brought on by loud noises.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ouch.
Specifically that, how you had mentioned that you were disturbed and disgusted by that whole, Yep.
So this is just a trauma response, basically.
Yes. It's a trauma response that he's beginning to associate with this sound. I'm assuming that Royce has never done this grave of damage to anyone before.
No.
Maybe never even injured anyone before.
He did suggest the plan that may or may not have gotten that one guy killed based on those roles.
Yeah, but that was like a suggestion. That's not like you have to actually deal with and see all of everything that happens in great
and
detail.
Also the plan was for somebody to find him.
Yes.
Before something bad happened. We don't know exactly what happened yet because we haven't seen the newspapers or the broadsheet.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Now let me roll for the militia. Back to you, Dervish.
Okay. So I'm gonna kind of get up, use my sword as like for leverage, stick it in the ground, and I'm thinking I need to get away from the sword, right? I need to kind of.
And as more time goes by, like, it continues to just.
Yeah. I need to get away from that sword. So I'm gonna go for a tackle, and I'm just gonna drop my sword and just jump on her. I'm just gonna jump on her, trying to get her away from her sword.
Okay, solid.
Yep. Right, so I'm gonna be rolling for 5 with no notice.
Okay.
8 die?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey.
But she did get 2 nudges.
I have, so Carrel, Carrel has 7 nudges saved up right now.
Beautiful.
I just wanted to put that out.
I'm over here with 9 nudges, by the way.
Oh no!
Wait,
no.
you have 9 for her, or?
So you've done 7.
Yeah,
I had
okay.
2 from before from Ghost.
Okay, 9 nudges.
The entity known as the narrator has 9 nudges.
Has 9
Yeah.
nudges.
It's like I obviously am part of the party, but I feel a responsibility to like roll as well as I can and make sure those nudges are being used.
So am I doing any damage with this attack?
No, not yet.
Okay, go. I'll just tackle her to the ground.
Yes. And what is your goal? Is your goal to do damage? Or is your goal to take the sword?
Is to get her like away from the sword. So I'm like, I want to push her far enough away so that her hands are no longer on the sword. Yeah. I just want to get her away from the sword.
Okay. So you just tackle her. The sword, flies out of her hand and skitters off to the side.
Cool.
And her hands at this point are bleeding.
Okay. I'm just gonna start punching. Yeah. Just gotta start punching in the face.
Okay. First.
Yep.
Royce, what are you doing?
I think I have, because I was posted up. I think I have sat down, and my back is against the wall, and I'm hugging the rifle and holding my head and just not doing anything else for this beat.
Okay. Ghost comes in, and his face feels like it's right here on you. And he says, "It's Dervish."
And what Ghost sees in because the flashbacks from the loud noises, Royce is not focused in this moment, so Ghost is looking at Royce and Royce is not there right now.
And seeing that, Ghost just goes and tries to take the gun.
Royce does have a grip on.
Roll me a physique.
Oh no. Round 2.
How do burdens work?
So burdens, I believe, give you a minus die where they apply.
Okay.
So you're taking a minus 1 die.
Oh, is it applying now?
I just gave him 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it applied
I
when
have
loud noises were happening.
Physique of 2.
It's a terrible circumstance to be in. I say that with love in my heart as your GM.
Yeah.
Is there even a point in rolling one dice?
No.
No, there's nothing. Oh, wait, you can get a nudge. And if how many nudges
wait.
you got.
Well, you
can-
roll 2, and then you take. How does that work? You roll 2 dice, and then there's something that happens when you only have 1 die.
You just rolled the one, because...
Yeah. I do have 4 nudges. So, I guess I'll roll 2 dice, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. And Grace, if you roll,
I now have 5 nudges.
if you roll a 3 for me.
That is a 2.
So not enough nudges to pass it.
So Ghost just manages to, yank this gun from you and goes and posts up.
Please don't shoot me.
I am not cognizant enough to stop Birdington at this moment. So this is not
gonna
gonna
get
be pleasant.
worse.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
It's gonna be a great time.
Oh, good. So good. Okay. Hallie is too far away. Marelyn is underground. We will roll for the militia. Militia surprisingly does damage.
Mm.
They do a decent amount of damage. Not enough to take her down, but enough.
I'm glad we got them, just because I'm just like, don't know if it's the best idea to do getting close combat with her, and so I'm just gonna like, ooh, I'm sure we'll be fine.
Well, you've gotten the blade away now.
Yeah, so that's good.
Hey, Dervish, back to you.
Just punching. I'm just gonna start punching right in the face.
Start wailing.
Yep.
Hey.
Yep.
So she is back to a 6.
Okay.
Cool. I'm gonna roll my 9. Come on, go on. Go 5s and 1 nudge. Shuravf.
4 and 2 nudges.
Hey. Dervish, you may narrate taking her out.
Yes.
Keeping the nudges in reserve. I don't like this.
So I'm gonna be punching her. I'm punching and I'm just shouting like the obscenities and like, this is not who I am. You're making me do this. And I'm just lost in the rage, and I'm just punching until she's not moving anymore. Just keep going. Yep.
I'm going to ask this as a GM. Are you knocking her out? Or are you caving in her face?
This is not who I am. This isn't who I am. And I get her until she stops moving, until she's still breathing, and I just let her drop, and I just sit back and just fall on my ass, and I stop there.
Hey. Shots are still going. Militia's still firing. Things begin.
Because you didn't kill her doesn't
Quiet.
mean they didn't.
Does Ghost take a shot and take her out?
Oh no. Could be here just to be shot by the 10-year-old.
I told you she's keeping those nudges in reserve.
Royce, I need, since you're mildly unaware of what's going on, I'm gonna need you to make me some sort of roll to know what happens.
Probably be wits, I think.
Either wits.
Actually, no, you're still burning tin, right?
I am still burning 10. But, like, my wits is higher.
Maybe not for the better.
Then use your wits.
Okay. Information acquisition, technically.
Yes. Perfect. You will take a -1 because of your burden.
Okay.
That is
so
going on right.
My wits is 5 + 1 - 1.
This is going to be a 2, a challenge of 2.
Okay. Fives and 2 nudges.
Okay. Somehow, through the blur of this all, your ears keen in, and you hear the crack of a skull. After the pull of the same gun that you had been using.
I think I just fall unconscious at that point.
And we're going to take a break.
No, do we have to?
Boy.
Oh my god. Oh, that was so stressful.
Yep.
As everyone just...
Ghost just killed your sister.
Yep. Alright.
And Royce knows.
Yeah.
The question is,
The
does he
rest of
tell
us
us? With Royce, the answer is no. The answer is no. Why did I ask?
I object to that statement. Thank you very much.
Okay, so let's do this. Everyone's had like a little breather. We've all kind of decompressed from that intense moment. Dervish, everything around you has quieted down. The gunshots have stopped. Powder has cleared from the air, right? Those big plumes that come. And Carrel is laying on the ground dead. And very clearly there is, a pretty large crack wound from a bullet in the side of her skull. And off to one side, where you threw it, is your blade. And, well, your father's blade. And off to the other side is Carrel's blade.
So I think in that moment, I'm kind of just sitting back on my ass on the floor, just kind of taking in this scene before me. And I'm just kind of like, in my head I was thinking, could potentially, wait for the Connors to come pick her up and, they could deal with this situation. But there we go. That's not going to happen now. And so I'm just kind of just taking it in, I look at her blade, I look at my blade. Do I see the bag of spikes?
Yes, on her person, there is the pouch with what you know to be your father's spikes.
Okay, so I'm going to kind of lean over and I'm going to take the bag and I'm going to untie it, open it up, and look inside. How many spikes are in there?
More than there should be.
Okay. So I'm going to close that bag, tie it back up, and just kind of sit back down, put put it in the old pocket. And just kind of sit there, waiting for a little bit.
I'm not sure they'd fit in your pocket, but...
Don't look like that big, though.
I mean, that's going to fit in a pocket?
Not in girls' pockets,
men's
but
pockets.
men's
Yeah,
Yeah, men's pockets are...
it could definitely fit in men's pockets.
And like a man his size, yeah.
Gotta have some big pockets.
Yeah. They like go down the entire leg.
They're actually functional.
They're +3 trousers of holding.
Yeah.
So you're sitting there for a good while. Back in town, you know, everything is unwinding. People are kind of realizing what just happened. You know,
The mayor
kind
gets
of,
to find out he was wrong.
yeah. Oh, Mal Hammond. You know, Bell has begun to, you know, give orders to, you know, have the various people, you know, go and make sure that the bunkers are cleared out and, well, the basements are cleared out and, you know, people can go back home and, you know, take their evenings. The threat has been removed.
Elska can go to bed with her plushie now.
Yeah.
Or with her stuffy.
With her stuffy. And Elsa has continued to work away at this, you know, lock, just doggedly, to no avail, of course. But you know, when it comes time to leave, she is very frustrated. But she hands it back to Marelyn and says, "Well, I'm going to bed now." And she just kind of turns around and stalks off with, you know, everyone else and goes to find her father. And up in the bell tower, Ghost is leaning over Royce. And Royce comes to Ghost, you know, kind of like...
I mean, I imagine Hallie would have
shaking
shouted
him
up and asked if everyone was okay up there. Fairly soon after everything died down.
Yeah, you're not getting much response.
And that worries Hallie. So, we know the door's locked. She's gonna yell at one of the militia to get her a ladder. And she's gonna lean it up against and climb up.
Yeah, and so while you're doing that, you know, Ghost is rousing Royce.
I'll say he's not quick to rouse, so like there's enough time that like Hallie can see him, like he is like on his side, like in the fetal position with like his hands over like his ears, and just like anguish on his face.
All right, yeah. Hallie's gonna tumble in the window and go, "What the hell happened?
Well,
And why didn't you answer when I was calling up here asking if everyone was okay?"
and Ghost just kind of looks up at you, like startled at your appearance.
He turned off his tin, didn't he?
And he says in kind of a stilted way, he's like, "I can't hear you right now."
He didn't turn off his tin.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Hallie can't calm down a little bit and she'll kind of, do some hand motions of like, trying to figure out what the hell happened to Royce.
And he just says he was shooting and then he freaked out.
All right, I'll go tell him, possibly shout, go unlock the door downstairs and give us.
He's just like,
no.
As you're telling him, like, trying to tell him to go unlock the door downstairs, he's just like,
you go unlock down there.
okay. And he, scrambles off to go do as he was told. And you notice that the gun has been leaned up against, well, you notice that there's a gun, and that it's been
probably wasn't supposed to be there in the first place. Like, crap. All right, and
which, like, it's leaned up against the wall. How close is it to Royce right now?
It's not very close at all.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so is Royce still basically unconscious, or
he's conscious but unfocused.
Okay, so she's gonna try and make him a little more comfortable. She'll find something to bundle up and stick underneath his head, and just kind of keep an eye on him while he comes around.
Yeah. Which the fighting has stopped, so it's still the middle of the night. I don't know how loud people are, if they're trying to keep me somewhat quiet or if they just don't care.
At this point, people are pretty quiet. Like, I mean,
okay. Yeah.
It's a small town in the middle of kind of nowhere, right? I mean, there's not much noise other than people heading home.
Okay. So Royce it's kind of gonna shake himself out of it. It's like, is it over?
Yeah.
Remind me not to shoot guns with my tin on again.
Oh. You and the kid, man.
No, I told him
Ghost is completely deaf right now.
No, I told him to turn off his tin. It was off.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure he listened. Well, it's Ghost. Are you all right?
Be quite honest, no.
All right, let's get you down and into a bed for the night. Come on. And she will help him to his feet, and she's about the right sort of leaning height. So
yeah.
Okay, so you help him down. It's kind of a difficult climb, right? Because it's like a bell tower stair ladder thing. It's not easy, but you get him down. Dervish, you're just sitting there.
Yeah, I think I just kind of look around what's happening, and do I see Belle around?
Eventually, I mean, you would see her back, kind of gesturing, ordering people around, and eventually she would start, coming out your way.
All right. I think I'd kind of, stand up and just kind of dust myself off and just kind of say, how did everything get through okay last night? Everything
Yes, everyone's fine.
Good. I assume you'll get the Connors to come deal with this whole situation.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll take care of it. And she kind of just looks at the body, looks at the swords, and looks at you.
Yeah. Those 2 swords, those are mine. So I'll be taking those.
She said, I assumed.
Yeah. You guys should be proud. Fighting off Blooded. It's not easy.
Yeah, not normal for out here.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I just I think I forgot that I could reload my shotgun for a second there. Before I jumped in there with my sword. But I'm glad your people were there to help. I mean, they did. Look what you guys did. So.
Yeah, you jumped off a building.
Yeah. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay, and now they're flirting.
I think I'm still in a little bit of shock after all that, and I'm just kind of feel like it feels good to help around, help a town in need.
But you're still sitting there on the ground.
Oh, yeah. So I stand up and I kind of dust myself off, and I kind of take those 2 blades and pick up one and go over to my sister's blade and go to pick that up.
Roll me a physique.
Ooh, that's a 9.
Like if you, it's a like noticing perception.
Okay. So it's not using this. Just a 7. 4 with a nudge.
Okay. You notice that along the handle of the blade are small spikes.
And do I notice if it's like substantially heavier? Or
If you're picking it up, yeah.
Yeah, I'm picking it up and I see the spikes on the handle. Drop it. Have you got a bit of cloth or something?
Yeah. She pulled out some, bandages and hands them to him.
Cool. So I'll wrap the bandages around the handle, and then try and pick that one up with one hand. Just is it bigger?
It is. It is bigger.
Yeah. So I kind of go to pick it up, and then I turn to Belle and say, "Oh, what are you guys gonna be doing now?"
Well, we're gonna clean up a bit and go to sleep. Leave the rest till morning.
Yeah, good plan.
Mostly make sure that bodies aren't stinking up anything.
Oh,
Like,
right.
make
Do you want me
sure
to?
all 3 of them are dead too.
Yeah.
Aren't stinking up anything.
Cool. So do you want me to put her anywhere or?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. What do Colas normally do with bodies?
Not much really. We just chuck them in a hole in the ground.
Okay.
Yeah. No, nothing fancy.
Well.
Nothing like that.
Well. See, they get into the ground. You can just drag her on in town and.
Cool. I drop the swords on the ground and then pick her up by the legs. Just start dragging her into the town.
Okay. Are we good with skipping till the next morning?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be alright.
Go with that?
Yep. I assume we meet back up at Hallie's aunt's place. We got room for us. I don't know. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they would, put you up in, like, their barn. I mean, they don't have, like, guest rooms or, anything really. They have.
Marelyn might have tried to, like, leverage the fact that they saved them to get nice rooms for all of us. Like, I know it's kind of the morning, it's, like, kind of right after a fight, so things might be a little too busy, but she might have, like, made some, like, tasteful inquiries.
Roll me influence.
Oh, influence? Okay. That's, yeah.
Plus 1 die.
Okay.
The challenge or the difficulty? 2.
2, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There we go.
I got a pair of 5s.
Perfect. So actually the mayor has a very nice house.
Ooh.
And offers for you all to stay there.
Not bad.
He's trying
Excellent.
to claw back some of the face he lost.
Yes.
I am going to be sleeping in until very late in the next morning.
Do we have individual rooms or do we double up?
Yes. Oh no, you have individual rooms if you prefer that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lovely manor house, Yeah, so morning comes. You all have the opportunity to bathe, and you've all been rested, and there's breakfast. And the mayor is nowhere to be seen.
Good.
But there is, a cook that's helping out and making sure you get served and having breakfast. And there's a nice table.
I assume we all had a little catch up in the night.
Oh, for sure.
Good.
Yeah. So, like, for the rest of you, Royce isn't as out of it as he was last night, but he definitely seems distracted and doesn't, like, only responds, like, if, like, directly asked a question. Otherwise, he's just kind of off mentally on his own. And very, like, prim and proper eating breakfast. Fancy, noble way.
And Jelly seems to be,
Oh yeah, Jelly.
Jelly seems
Definitely forget about her. Yep.
I didn't forget her.
Jelly's there, but she's, just kind of quiet and watching you all and, taking in how this has affected things.
Hallie is casting occasional worried glances at mostly Royce and occasionally Dervish when she thinks no one's looking.
Ghost seems to be his usual self, other than the fact that most people believe he can't hear anyone right now.
I mean, he's going to play that up long after it's worn off. We know this.
I think Marelyn's pretty normal.
So, what happens to Ghost?
Here as I can figure, he fired a gun with his tin on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a good idea.
Voice will just, like, shake his head at that, as if, like, that doesn't seem right.
Yeah, it's not something you should try without some proper training.
Yeah. And even if you have it, I'm thinking maybe we need to have some crew earmuff.
I think Marelyn would normally, like, she looks visibly, like, annoyed, but sees that Royce is out of it and decides now is not the time. And, like, that he's probably already been punished enough for whatever happened up there and putting Ghost in danger.
Yeah. Hey, Royce, why don't you teach the kid?
Yeah. Yeah. Someone, if he has the ability, he should know how to use it.
Yeah. How'd you get on last night, Marelyn?
I stayed in one of the bunkers and helped calm some of the civilians.
Good. Better you than me.
Oh, do I still have the lock and the lockpicks?
Oh yeah.
And I'm
unless
gonna
you return them to.
I think I'm gonna pull them out and go to just hand them to like Hallie or like show them to Hallie and be like, I believe these belong to you.
Am I lockpicks or were they actually my aunt's?
Oh, they're yours.
She'll look at them and like, what did you do?
Your aunt gave them to me.
You bent one of my lockpicks?
It was an accident, unfortunately. I'm, despite being a criminal, not trained in those sorts of things.
Why were you picking locks? Weren't you supposed to be like safely behind them?
In a situation like last night, things do often go in unexpected directions, even in safety.
Hallie's looking annoyed and skeptical, and she'll pop a few charges to heat up and soften the metal and bend it back straight.
I think at this voice, Dervish would be assuming Marelyn's like broken somewhere to steal something and just goes, so find anything good?
No,
Don't break my stuff.
I have nothing to show the crew. But
Cool. Alright, cool. So, guess we're not being into the roughs anymore since our my sister's been dealt with.
Royce flinches when you mention that. Not majorly, but
Noticeably.
But that's good news for you, Jelly. Having to go into the roughs, into a death-defying situation.
No, you've already been through one.
Are we still going on to Luka's family? Where does he intend to meet us back up with us?
What did the letter say?
Luckily, our family farm where I grew up is nearby. After that, I may need to head back to the city. I will leave word with my family or find another way to notify you so we can link back up again at an appropriate moment.
Okay, so we're going to his family.
Yeah. Well, in that case, I'll just let them know that they don't have to worry about a gang of Kolos raiders coming to take them out and ruining their wedding. So, I say we go see him.
Very well. I don't know how long we want to wait and rest before we want to continue on our way now.
Yeah, I'm wondering about if the Connors turn up. I'm still kind of wanted for arson.
Well, given that they were just attacked by your sister.
Yeah.
Not that they know that she's your sister.
I mean, he was instrumental in making sure nobody got killed.
Yeah, it's fine. It's like as long as Belle didn't take too close of a look at me and.
Is there always a family resemblance? Is that just a?
Do all Kolos blooded look alike? That's racist.
Yeah.
And it was in the dark. She has a shaved head.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Like, you know, these luscious. So yeah, probably want to be heading off sooner rather than later then, as a little bit wanted for arson. You know, we don't want the Connors turning up to...
Yeah, and or you two, like, you know,
Yeah.
maybe we should head out soon.
Probably for the best.
Today? Is that too soon? Are we recovered? And I kind of look to Royce.
Yeah, we can leave whenever works.
Okay.
Very well. I will clear things up with the mayor and Hallie. Perhaps if you want to spend this time to say goodbye to your family, and we can meet back up to leave at in a couple hours.
I'm going to be in suspense forever until Marelyn finally decides to drop the "I know your full name" bomb.
Look, I gave Marelyn another secret. It's fine.
Is that actually a secret? Like,
I mean, it's not something she's told.
It is.
She's a little bit embarrassed by how overwroughtly terrace it is. That's really it.
I'm gonna need to have someone message me the spelling because it's like
I got it around here somewhere.
Yeah, it's on the server, so you can do a search.
I definitely classify it as a secret. Like, used at the right moment, I feel like it could definitely...
It's not an important secret, but it's just one of those things. I mean, she's got a few other little personal things. If anyone ever makes it into her room at her apartment, there's going to be a mysterious, like, blanket or something draped over her bookshelf. So nobody can see what terrible taste in books she has.
Were they like really trashy romance novels?
Some of it actually is, yes. She has some absolutely trashy romance novels, and some of the, like, she has the Alamancer Jack, like, compilations, the ones with Handerwim's notations that are absolutely hilarious.
Love it.
So, Dervish is going to push away finished eating his 8-egg omelette, and be like, hey, Royce.
Yes.
Do you want to come? I've got something to show you in my room.
Of course.
Right. So then, going to go up and take Royce up to my room, where I've got the two swords kind of propped up against the wall. You know, one of the bit. The other's.
Hallie's a little nervous about right now letting Royce out of her sight because she's still not entirely sure what the hell is going on with him. But I guess it is a good opportunity for her to go say farewell to her family.
Cool. So I'm gonna kind of pull the sword and I'm gonna show him the spikes on the handle of the sword, and I'm just gonna be like, hey, so you said that plate you translated had information on hemalurgy on it.
Yes.
Okay. So, like, what do you make of this? She was holding it, and it let her heal, and it made her stronger, and just, what are you thinking?
Does it look like any of those spikes are made out of what steel's cold proof me? I want to say pewter. Yeah.
Pewter is definitely healing. I'm not sure about strength.
Because it's what metals does it look like this blade is made, or like specifically the spikes that would go in are made out of? Because I'm assuming
there is pewter, there is iron, and there is one other one.
Is it gold?
Is it Laurasium?
Oh my goodness.
Like any of us would recognize it.
Yeah. And I would say Dervish would pick up on, like, given something to focus on, Royce does seem to return to his normal self. Granted, his normal self is very cool.
Prim and proper.
It's cool and collected is his is his thing. So it's like his default being is you can't really tell what's going on with him. It's just flat and even.
Would I have even noticed the change? No, I did. That's kind of why I invited him,
Yeah, like
come.
Whereas, like, during breakfast, like, he was obviously something going up.
Quiet.
Now it's like he seems normal.
And steal.
Okay.
I'm assuming the plate had nothing about swords with anything like remotely. Yeah. I can see iron, steel, and pewter. All metals that would provide useful abilities for a warrior. But this design, the plate had nothing remotely close to this.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna wrap up the handle again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where she got it from. I have a brother over in the roughs. He makes weapons. So could have come from him.
Mm-hmm.
How you doing, Royce?
I'm not entirely sure. The end of the fight is a blur.
You've ever been in a situation like that before?
No.
Yeah, it can be a bit the adrenaline pumping, and it can be scary. You've not got the train. Even when you've trained for it properly, it's hard. And if you've not,
I heard the shot piercing the skull.
I mean, same.
I don't know what happened.
It's all right. When there's in those situations, there's lots of bullets flying, and there's that tin of yours. Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse.
But it can't. I heard it come from the gun I was using. But, I know what happened.
Royce, you're saying you shot my sister?
I'm telling you I don't know what happened.
Okay.
Because I wouldn't have shot to kill. Like, I was shooting. I only ever aimed for body of mass.
It's all right. And I put my arm around, give him a pat on the back. It's unpredictable how these things happen. That said,
doesn't make sense.
I'm not mad at you, Royce. Don't worry. And then I kind of give him a proper squeeze because I'm a little bit mad. She's my sister. Well, let's get packed up. We gotta go.
Yeah. Let's move.
And I just pack my stuff up.
Royce will go to his room.
Okay. Hallie, as you are returning to say goodbye to your aunt and everything, you see a rider come out into town.
Okay.
On horseback. You're gonna have to remind me of his name.
Of who?
Someone you left behind.
Oh, that dude. Ever come up with a name?
Someone we left behind or someone you left behind?
Talking about. I know who you're talking about. Here is. Okay. Backstory. I don't know if we ever gave him a name.
I don't have one in the backstory. So
yeah, I don't have a name for him. I'm bad at this.
Ferris is a good name.
Ferris?
All right.
Okay. Ferris.
Oh, Ferris.
So, riding into town on horseback. Is a man about Hallie's age, blonde hair, kind of buttoned up, and he kind of reins in his horse, pauses, looks completely surprised and taken off guard by Hallie being there.
And Hallie is equally shocked.
He goes, Hallie?
Ferris.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi. I came from the next town over, because they were talking about Koloss attacking. There were riders sent out last night. Apparently they hit here, and I was sent to come see that everything was all right. Are you all right?
Koloss blooded. Not full Koloss,
Oh,
just
okay.
Koloss blooded. And we took them down with no casualties on our side.
Okay, good.
Everything's good.
Good. How are you?
Great.
Good. Well, since everything is good and great,
Awkwardness intensifies.
he says, so how long are you in town for?
We're leaving soon.
Oh.
I was just on my way to say bye to the family.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay, well. Good. Oh, good. Good. This was good seeing you. It's been a while. Good to see you.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see you're doing well.
Well, as well as things get these days.
Yeah. And he kind of stops. Okay, well, I guess I'll be going. Look, I didn't think I'd ever get to ask this, but do you regret leaving?
Yeah, but not for the reasons you want.
Okay.
So, yeah, she says, I regret that, because if I had stayed, maybe Emmett would still be alive.
That's a
I mean, I liked my life.
Well, yeah, I liked it too. I don't look you. I don't think you're responsible for Emmett.
No, but I might have been able to stop it.
Nah.
And I'll never know because I wasn't there.
Yeah, but you can't go around living your life like in the past.
Well, I'm doing what I feel like I need to.
Yeah, well. Look, just. I don't know. I mean. He kind of looks around and he's like, this is a lot for kind of a street conversation. But. Not the conversation I thought I'd be having today.
You and me both.
I don't know. Just. I don't. You don't have any regrets about anything else. Don't have regrets about that. Like, if you don't regret leaving for any other reason than what might have happened if you had stayed, something that you don't even know if it might have happened, I mean, you at least know that we would have happened. But that, you can't, can't hold that.
Ah, well. Maybe someday I'll be able to let it go, but I'm not ready to yet.
Well, I have other towns to get to, and you're clearly just visiting, and I feel like if I stay here any longer, this conversation is going to get a whole lot more awkward. So it was great seeing you. And come by sometime if you ever do regret leaving. And he kind of just wheels the horse around. And he
meanwhile, inside Hallie's brain, she's like, he's not married yet? He's still hanging on to this? Good grief. Poor kid.
And then he just says, as he wheels around, he says, tell the rest of the town that I came by. Make sure that message.
Yeah. I'll tell Salma.
Okay. Bye.
Right. And she waits until he's off and kind of out of earshot, and she just kind of shakes her head and says, there was nothing stopping you from following me. And then she walks into her aunt and uncle's house.
Okay. Salva is inside. And she already has a basket prepared, as is tradition.
She probably just refilled the same basket.
And she hands you the basket, and she says, now, I don't want to go so many years without seeing you again.
Try to be less busy.
No.
And then go ahead and tell her, and Ferris rode through. Apparently he was checking on the town, so that should probably go up to make sure folks know that they were being checked on for safety and stuff. It was very awkward.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Your Ferris?
Yeah, I mean, not really, not for a long time, but yeah. It was deeply awkward.
Well, sure. How was that for you?
I believe I just said twice that it was
Other
awkward.
than awkward.
It was strange. And kind of full of guilt. And just sort of uncomfortable.
Was it good to see him again?
I mean, it's good to see that he's okay. A little less to see that he definitely hasn't moved on.
I mean, I've heard he's dated.
You'd think by this point in time he'd be married by now.
You just have to find the right person. Why aren't you married?
Because no one can stand me long enough to even get to that point. I mean,
That
let's
is
be
true.
fair. I'm a pain in the ass.
That's true. Well, maybe. He's just looking for his person and you're just looking for yours.
But I think he's still looking backwards. And I'm not.
Well,
I
in
am
that case,
definitely not the same person I was, and he doesn't seem like he's changed all that much.
that might be true. Well, anyway, when you do find your person, you're going to have to bring them here.
Right, because can't have my person without making sure that I'm thoroughly embarrassed in front of them, by my entire family, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Can always count on you.
Yes. Now take this basket and make sure to share with all of your colleagues.
Peek in, take a look.
It's all sorts of delicious things and plenty of beans that were shucked by Dervish.
I am a shucking expert.
They're like in a little jar. But also, some, various another jar of stew and a loaf of bread and some cheeses and some more cookies and that sort of stuff.
I'm assuming that the stew has been properly canned and is relatively shelf stable.
Yes. Yes.
Because pressure cookers are well within the basin's technology levels.
Yes. And she says, well, come give me a hug.
Yeah, there's hugs.
Yes, there's many hugs. And she sends you on your way. And the rest of the family also says their goodbyes and says goodbye to you.
Okay. Much less awkward.
Much less awkward. Somehow. And Marelyn.
Yes.
you have a quick conversation with the mayor.
Mm-hmm.
Once you find him, because he has been seeming to avoid you all, but he is out overseeing the digging of the pit to put the Colas-blooded in. And he's standing there with some, like the equivalent of lemonade, sipping it and watching everyone else,
Yeah.
Do the actual work.
Yeah. But he does thank you. And Belle is also there. And she, kind of comes up to Marelyn and she asks, Marelyn.
Yes?
You travel, with Dervish, yes?
Yeah. We travel together?
Is he attached?
I knew it was flirting.
Ben, is the stuff with your ex, like, was that a secret, or is that something that, like, I would have picked up on?
You
like
probably would have picked up that we were dating, and you definitely would have picked up the fact we were exes.
Okay. And no, he's not attached.
Then will you make sure that he writes me?
I'll do my best.
Thank you.
I would have flirted more, but my dead sister was on the ground in front of us.
Oh yeah,
so,
obviously.
yeah, I wasn't really good for it.
She kind of picked up on that.
Yeah, good.
Okay. And you all pack up and, get into the carriage. We're never sure how many there are.
I think we've got two, but I don't know if we've gone down to one.
I think we said that one is filled with Luka's luggage, and then we travel in the other.
That's what Yes. That was
Which we're still transporting Luka's luggage.
It's another reason to go see him, guys,
Yeah.
We'll leave it with his family.
That's one good reason to go to his family's right there, is to clearly drop off Luka's freaking luggage.
Here, take care of your own things. But you all get in and get on with your journey. So you're out on the road. You take a short, I don't know, like after a midday break, we'll we'll have a opportunity, where you all stop for lunch, to water the horses and take some time. And
I think Marelyn at some point kind of just walks over to Royce and says, like, Royce, perhaps we could have a word?
Of course, Mr. Molly.
And then I'll kind of gesture a little bit off to a place a little bit more private.
Yeah.
Over there. I wanted to discuss some things that I noticed on our previous journey.
Oh.
That coin, how long ago did you store your memory there?
About 5 years.
And is that something that you do often?
That was a bit of a special case. that so much of the memory was stored away. But, I mean, I do use my copper furukumi fairly often. The handy skill to have.
And yes, I mean, obviously I know a thing or two about perhaps overusing my abilities. I am a savant, so I'm concerned about you and the way you seem to be using it.
I apologize for giving you that impression, but I don't feel the coin situation is quite an accurate indication of my use.
Royce, my job within the crew for as long as I've been a part of this criminal world has been to understand people. And people, in some ways, are very simple. The man who accuses everyone else of cheating can often be found the one doing things unfairly himself. The woman who, and she kind of gestures to herself, thinks everyone is going to betray him, be the first to turn her back when things get rough. And the man who is so eager to learn everyone else's secrets, so willing to push away his own and forget things that trouble him.
Ms. Jamali, I commend you for you recently stepping up in your position as crew leader, looking after your crew. But I believe you may have misread the situation. Yes, I am a curious man. I like finding a good secret. I love mysteries. But I'm well aware of what secrets I have and what secrets I keep.
Your crew. And
Yes.
why is it exactly that it is mine? Are you not a part of it too?
Of course not.
And why is that?
Because this is temporary. Like, I'm here for a purpose. I've allied with your crew for mutual benefit. I'm trying to figure out what happened with my family. I needed allies. Luka made introductions. And you're all admirable people. But this will come to an end.
And what about your parts in the things we've done?
They are my part. I don't understand.
So you expect to just go back to your life, go back to your job at the bank and forget the time you spent as a criminal?
Forget? No. I don't forget things. Well, not for long, at least.
Unless you want
Outside
to.
of certain circumstances. But I believe there's a philosophical difference between somebody who has committed a crime and a criminal.
And there it is. There. That's what I mean, Royce. It's not always about the coin. It's about you seeing things selectively about yourself. And everyone does it to an extent, but you're a part of this, Royce. You can't ignore that forever.
I'm a part of it for now. That doesn't mean I'm a member of the crew.
I suppose that'll be your choice to make. Unlike some other things. And then I'll kind of nod at him and turn as if I'm going to leave. But kind of pause and see if he says anything to say.
You accuse me of ferreting out other people's secrets. And I do. And I keep secrets. But never for personal gain. And I only keep a secret from someone when it's in their own best interest. Whether they know it or not.
That is not always for you to decide.
And if I believe a secret would cause significant harm to a person, I can only go off my own judgment. At least until they reach a point where they are ready for the secret.
So you think you know their own minds better than they do? When they are ready?
I can only act according to my own consciousness. I can only act according to my own conscience and accept their judgment when the time comes. But I must act according to myself.
Very well. Do you have anything further to add?
No. Unless you have any question for me. Further accusations?
Am I one of those who's... You have a secret kept in my best interest?
Royce does not smile.
I know, you were. I could tell you were setting that up, Ian, so...
Yeah.
Don't throw me under the bus, Royce.
Yeah. No. But as I've established, I would only ever answer such a question as no. So it's up to you whether or not you believe me.
I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I hope my newfound trust is not being misplaced. So I'll turn and walk away at that.
Mm-hmm. Royce will watch her leave before following after.
Okay. You all finish your midday break and get back in the carriages and continue on toward, Luka's home. And night falls maybe like a mile or so before you get there. And Dervish, you said you were driving
one of the luggage carriage.
Yeah, you were driving the luggage carriage. Yeah. And the horse stops.
Look, is there anything in the road?
No. You may unhitch me now. Dervish. Excuse me. You may unhitch me now.
Oh my trusting God.
What's the other carriage doing?
It's continuing on forward.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Are we behind or in front of him?
You guys were in front.
In front.
Mm-hmm.
Do we notice that he stopped?
Probably not. Like,
I'll get down from the carriage and I'll walk over to the front of the horse and kind of just start untying it, and just. Was it expected you to be a horse?
Yes.
We killed our horse.
Or he was the horse all along. That is a very patient Condra.
What happened to our horse?
I ate him.
I finished unhitching him and just go, oh, what am I supposed to do now?
I told you I would be close.
I mean, I know, but I wasn't expecting you to eat our horse. Well, I dealt with the sister situation, so, how are you doing, Carmel?
Okay. I'd like my spikes now, please.
All right. And I pull out my little bag with the spikes in. And I assume 2 of them are different to the other 4. Yep. So I'll pull them out. Am I supposed to put these somewhere or?
Right here, and a spot in the horse's shoulder just opens up.
I go and I just squeamishly start just putting them in, just poking them in.
What's going on?
And it closes back up over it. Thank you. You have been most useful.
Oh, well, it wasn't easy, and things got a bit dicey out there, but
I would have intervened had it been necessary.
It's good to know. It's good to know. I was wondering. So now that I've done this for you, is there something you could do for me?
All right.
Two things actually.
You get one.
Okay. The first one is I'm wondering if back in Elendel, I'm a little bit wanted for arson, and I was wondering if there's something you can help with that situation.
And the horse kind of does this uncanny thing where it like bobs its head back and forth, like as if it's thinking. Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you. the second favor I'm looking for is it's not really much of a favor, but I was wondering if you could get rid of the rest of these spikes for me.
You do what with them?
Just do whatever you do with things that people don't want around anymore.
Melt them down into Pathian earrings.
Very well. And the spot in his shoulder opens up again.
And I put the spikes in there. Well, hope to see you again, Carmel. Are you going to stick around and build the carriage, or what's I'm going to build it myself?
You're strong enough.
Yeah, I was worried you'd say that.
I've been pulling it for like a very long time now.
Okay. All right. Well, it's good seeing you again, Carmel. Thanks for your help.
Yes.
It is. And you put me in a very awkward position with Marelyn. I hope you know that.
You're welcome.
I'll see you around.
Yes.
I was hoping to have a drink with you at some point next time I saw you, but you're a horse.
Not right now.
Not right now. So
maybe another time.
Maybe another time.
I'm sure I'll find you in Ellendale sometime.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, and I give him a smack on the ass to send him running.
And then she makes this witty noise and bolts upright and then charges off.
That was all for show, right? Just in case someone was watching. You're letting the horse go for mysterious reasons.
Yep. So, because we've got no horse now, I stand where the horse would be, and I just start pulling the carriage myself, I guess.
All of Luka's luggage.
Yeah, with all Luka's luggage.
And that is where we will end our episode.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So Grace, what do you think the secret is?
Not what I expected. not as far off from what I expected as you might be thinking, though.
So, thank you guys for watching episode 10 of Diceborn. Don't forget about this week's giveaway. Winners will be picked next week and then announced in the next episode after. Don't forget you can buy all of your Mistborn Adventure Game things at mistborngames.com. If you use code 17MBDice and you spend $20 or more, you get a free set of Mistborn dice. And I thank you to Natasha for running this game. And you can also find the rest of us on 17shards.com for all your news, theories, discussion, and fun. You can find us on Discord, Facebook, Twitter, SoundCloud, YouTube, and if you like our stuff, you can support us on Patreon. We have our Session 0 for patrons on there, so you can watch that to see a bit of how we made this episode. So stay tuned and keep those dice rolling. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.